Hi everybody, welcome to the Vistabule, home behind us here of Vistabule 306, and the many bits and pieces that go into making our awesome camping trips. My name is Paul Robinson, and my wife Barb behind the camera here. We've camped in our Vistabule for over 175 nights in the last 5 years. And we've learned a lot of little things that have helped to make our camping experiences a little more convenient. One of the challenges of a teardrop is connecting and disconnecting, and particularly where the tongue wheel doesn't have clearance to get to the ground. So you know what I'm thinking when you're in an uneven campsite and there's a lumpy spot. You pick the spot where you want your trailer, but there's a high spot where that front wheel is going to go, and you can't get it all the way down to the ground from when you're connected to your hitch on the car. So what you need to do is to either dig a hole, which is what we used to do, or what we do now is we actually lift the trailer. But obviously the trailer is a little heavy to lift, and the ergonomics of doing that with a bent back aren't the best for us old people. So we found a better way of doing this, and I think it works for us certainly, and it might work for some of you. Another challenge we have with these little teardrops is that we're having to point it in the wind to shelter the galley. We often camp in some really exposed spots. We get a great view, but obviously that comes with quite a bit of wind. And so we're moving our trailer probably every day or two, depending on how the wind is changing, so that our galley is sheltered and we can make the best use of our trailer, and that we don't have our side doors to get into the cabin sort of blowing out of control. We don't want to have to worry about that. So we used to move the trailer by hand, one of us pushing from the back and one of us tugging from the front, usually with a very badly bent back. And sometimes that you pulled a muscle or you hurt your back a little bit, and nothing too serious, but we think we found a better way. And what that way is we're using a product that we bought about 10 years ago, actually for moving appliances. It's called the forearm forklift. And I'll show it to you in a minute, but it's basically a set of nylon lifting straps, heavy nylon strap with some loops in it to put your arms through. And what it allows you to do is to lift from a much more ergonomically safe position, straight back, use your legs and your core to be able to lift heavy objects, and it allows us to move the Vistabule with ease without risking injury to our back. So time for a quick demonstration. I'll just get up and we'll move the camera, and we'll show you how we use this. So we carry two of these in our trailer in the tongue box. They weigh almost nothing, and they're just easily stashed away in a corner of the tongue box. We carry two of them. Not that we need two of them for the Vistabule, but we also discovered that sometimes we're having to move things like picnic tables and other heavy things that sort of get in our way in our campsites, and we want to relocate something. And using two people, each with one of these, actually is great for things like that. So to use it, all we do, unwrap it, and you can see it's that long strap. Take it, wrap it around the tongue a couple times to get the length about right. So we're about even with the arms. Doesn't have to be perfectly even. If you're shorter than I am, I'm about 6 feet, and if you're shorter and you need to choke up a little bit more on these to get these a little lower for you, just wrap it around one or two more times, and that'll get it there for you. Once we do that, it's just simply a matter of putting your arms through the straps, positioning yourself, and then you can lift. So it's a little bit of weightlifting, but it's so much safer than trying to do this with a bent back. If I'm down here like this and I'm trying to lift, that's not going to work either for my legs or my back. There's a much greater chance of injury. The other thing it's useful for as part of your ability to move things is simply to drag the trailer around. I can much more safely drag it around. And because I'm taking some of the weight off the front wheel, the wheel just follows me now, as opposed to me having to kick it to get it to steer in the right direction. So it's super easy to move the trailer. I'm not going to move it too far in the garage so I don't hit anything. All right, That's it. I hope you found the information in this video helpful. It may not work for everybody, but it does work for us. We've been using it for a couple of years now, and it has made our lives so much easier when trying to move the trailer in various situations. If you have any questions, please comment below and we will get back to you. Thanks for your time.